Hello again and welcome to Stage 3 of Nectaris. This one is called Cyrano. If we take a look at the map, you may see something new, this little green square right here. No, it's not a gigantic super tank, it is something very different and core to basically every mission in this game other than the first two. So you see right here this little green building lurking. This is what's called a depot. Depots serve two very important purposes, the first one of which is crucial to this mission. So I'll explain it right now. Depots can house units, and this one actually houses two new units. This is the GX87 Kilroy. It's an infantry unit, but it actually has substantially higher attack than a normal infantry, 40 instead of 10, which is almost equivalent to a tank. As the description of the bottom says, they're very slow. They have a move of just 2. And slightly higher defense of 10. But these have somewhat of a punch, and even though they don't do it very quickly, they can still capture buildings. Second new unit here is the SG4 Hadrian. This is an artillery unit. Long range of 5 actually, which is pretty long. It has a slow move of 4, weak defense of 30, and like artilleries and advance wars, on a turn they can move or attack, not both. Another thing is that because they're indirect, they do not gain bonuses from support or from surrounding. So you have to use that 45 attack very carefully. They're not going to be doing death blows. They're mostly just going to be poking away these artillery. But if you get something like an infantry in range of them, well, that's not good. So these units are currently loaded in a depot. When a unit is loaded in a depot, it can exit the depot on its turn. It can exit only one space into any clear space, so these are clear spaces. This is a hill, so it's not a clear space. And that immediately ends its turn. You can exit as many on a turn as you have clear spaces, so on the AI's turn, it's almost certainly going to take those two units and put them out of the depot. You can capture a depot with an infantry, and that gives you control of all units currently in the depot. So it's crucial to make sure you don't leave stuff in a depot for too long. Luckily for me, I have another 2 take advantage, and I also have the first move, which is going to let me surround and do some severe damage to these things. I actually have a 1 take advantage and also 2 Charlies to 1, but of course he has the Kilroy and the artillery. That was not a good attack. Luckily for me, this tank is not going to be able to retreat. Whichever way it goes, it's going to be in the zone of control. Let's get on the hill. Hills are always a nice place to be because that's a big fat 20% terrain bonus. Terrain bonuses, of course, are always to defense, not to offense. Can't quite get a full surround here, but I can get a support effect, so that helps. So as you'll notice, both attack and it says defense falls as you lose units. I don't think that's really the case. That it's, an exponential effect or anything like that. But attack, of course, certainly gets lower as your individual tanks or whatever get blown away. So we're going to see for the first time the use of a depot. Let's watch how it works. They sometimes do things in weird... Oh, he got a 2.5. That's the best. God. Awful. Man, the luck in this game is killer sometimes. See, he got the full surround there, which is smart. But I do have the defensive support, so that helps. And now he unloads his units. Okay. That went a lot worse than I was hoping. See, when I play these before the recordings, they always go so much better than the actual recordings do. Okay, how are we going to do this? This 5 should be able to mop up the remains here. Kaboom. Got one. Well, whatever. Now you can view the firing while I'm in the guy who just fired is in the firing range. Lovely. So you can always view the firing range of the unit just by going and clicking on fire or by clicking on move to see where exactly it can move. So I'm going to leave this guy alone for now, I think. What I'm actually going to do... it's late. Why do I always do this so late? What I'm going to do is blow up the rest of this tank. Blow up the rest of this tank, and then get enough shot at the Hadrian before it can do too much damage. Now, of course, just like in Advanced Wars, indirect units cannot counterattack, even against other indirect units, and they also cannot fire against someone right next to them. So that took him right down to 2, so he's not going to be able to do very much damage. However, I think on this next turn you might see the other property of depots. Nope, he's going to fire with his Hadrian. Just, because I'm sure you're all anxiously waiting. The other property of depots, any unit that enters a depot, any unit that enters a depot is immediately healed back to 8. So, in this mission, apparently the AI didn't feel like it. But in later missions, a crucial strategy of both the player and the AI is going to be have a unit out on the field firing as long as possible, then bring it into a depot, heal it all the way back up, and start all over again. This is obviously a fantastic strategy, crucial to winning, and I really don't know why the AI didn't decide to do that. But this Hadrian is going to go down because of that. After blowing up exactly 1 tank. So that's done. I'm worried about this. So, I can't get a surround. The zone of control is pretty much locked out here. So I'm just going to get a normal support. And fire. See, that's the annoying part. Even when you do everything right, and you get a good shot, sometimes the roll just goes against you, and you get equal losses. Now, of course, one thing the AI will often do, especially when it thinks it's losing, is take one of its infantries and just make a mad dash for your HQ. So you do have to, try to prevent that. What do I do with this tank? Useful here. You don't have to fire, of course. Just right click. No farther than that. Come on now. See, even though the infantry is of extremely dubious value to me, he's going to do it anyway. Here you see the decent power of Kilroy's. Again, basically equivalent to mechs in something like Advanced Wars. So I need to keep this from becoming too much of a problem. The problem is Charlie's, even though their defense is bad, their attack is so low, it takes a really long time for them to do any substantial damage to each other. First I'm going to cut this off and not fire, but this makes a surround. So, this should turn out very well indeed, unless I roll a 0.8 on my random bonus. Well, he's still down to 1. Maybe I should have fired with the infantry. Whatever. So there is no attacker's bonus, so both sides fire simultaneously, of course, which I know isn't true in all games. So even though a tank may have a high attack against a low defense of a mech, the mech will still be able to fire back with its full power. Yep, he's making that mad run to the HQ. I don't know how well it's going to work, because I have him pretty much cut off. Yeah, so that didn't really help. Yeah, I think at some point the AI pretty much gives up and decides to just do sort of whatever. So you see that big star and the EXP down there? Units do gain experience points in this game every time they attack, defend, or an infantry captures a depot, they gain experience. That increases their attack and defense. It starts out slow at first, all the way to, by the time they get a full star, that actually doubles their attack and defense. So this can be a really major factor. It's another reason why depots are so important. You can have someone out there fighting, then pull them into a depot, heal all the way back up, and come back out with full experience and full health. So I'm going to have to put this tank back toward the HQ just to be safe, because this Charlie is proving unexpectedly resilient. Nope, still marching. And you can sit on your own HQ, so you know it's not usually much of a mad dash thing. If you're playing against a serious, oh come on, if you're playing against a serious human or a AI that knows what it's doing, you will usually have to dislodge some forces to get to the HQ. Well, there goes that threat. Gonna continue the mad dash now, Mr. Green? Nope, that's give up mode. Ooh, one space away from me letting you live. Too bad. Maybe next time. Yeah, he's up to 5 stars, so a little better than the 10 attack and 4 or 5 defense that Charlie starts out with. But anyway, that's the end of that. You see, I sort of had a bad turn 1 and turn 3. AI actually did better than me. But first mover advantage really wins that one. Well, that is the end of Stage 3. Stage 4, named after probably not the great chef Gordon Ramsay, who I don't think was famous when this game was made, or famous in Germany. But Stage 4, named after someone named Ramsay, will come soon, but probably not now because it's late and I need to go to bed. Thank you again for watching, if you are indeed watching, or probably not, and see you next time.